ISO Standardization and Certification Part 1. The term Information Security Management Systems, or ISMS, refers to the systems that protect confidential and important information from those who might attempt to cripple an organization or use that information for competitive purposes. It covers a variety of systems, such as ISO 27001-2013, which we will talk about later, and ISO's competitors. The ISMS assists new and established companies to manage their cybersecurity, especially during times of company growth when resources might be stretched to their limits, or during crisis when natural or man-made disasters disrupt an organization's ability to function. Some countries' national governments rely on a system called NIST, or National Institute of Standards and Technology, which provides a high level of cybersecurity but is quite technical in nature and might not be as easily adaptable to private companies as it is to governmental departments and organizations. Control Objectives for Information and Related Technology, or COBIT, is a third option which offers the ability to manage multiple diverse frameworks. While it certainly would provide advantages in some situations, private enterprises might require a larger IT department in order to use COBIT, something most businesses would likely shy away from without a compelling reason. Most smaller institutions and private users would not require the added benefits of either of these systems. ISO, which stands for the International Organization for Standardization, is a global enterprise that provides international standards for enterprises in a number of areas. Cybersecurity is just one of these domains. Its purpose is to assist both for-profit and non-profit organizations to manage their businesses more effectively and with less effort by mainstreaming many issues faced by the businesses. This assistance also makes it easier for organizations to cooperate and work together, especially those that originate from different countries and cultures. ISO 27001 focuses specifically on cybersecurity, illustrating the issues arising from the need to virtual or online security and difficulties in implementing, managing, observing, and maintaining these security systems. ISO's first venture into cybersecurity was ISO 27001-2005, named after the year it was implemented. It was later followed by ISO 27001-2013. This newer version was similar in many respects and had some small differences. However, the main difference was that ISO 27001-2005 allowed organizations to approve or reject some of the ISO 27001-2005's recommendation. This conflicted the system's objective of bringing diverse operations closer together in key areas. ISO 27001-2013 requires each organization's management system to accept the recommendations in full, guaranteeing the standardization of all organizations utilizing the newer version. ISO 27001-2013 is divided into 14 separate groups, which combined contain 35 control categories and 114 controls. The system is therefore structured to deal with a variety of different potential threats, using a large number of control mechanisms, technologies to prevent a disruption in the company's business from happening, or provide a course of action in the aftermath of a successful attack. For example, some of the categories covered by ISO 20071-2013 are human resources, physical environment, asset management, including the protected information and the computer hardware that stores and processes it, communications, external relationships with suppliers and clients, business continuity, compliance, staff understanding and following the appropriate procedures, and so on. Some of the controls used are technical in nature, such as routine information and system backups, antivirus software, etc. Some controls are organizational and are reflected in the company's rules and regulations pertaining to staff and management. Some are physical, card-controlled access to sensitive areas and to the business location in general, security cameras, building and internal alarms, and external access to the business's intranet. Human resource controls include indoctrination, ongoing training, and routine observation that may include random and planned testing or trying to trick employees into making an error. In the next lecture, we will look at very specific examples of how ISO 27001-2013 is organized, how it can assist organizations in all aspects of cybersecurity, and how it can benefit an organization. ISO Standardization and Certification Part 2. One of the first and most important factors in deciding whether to adopt ISO 20071-2013 is obviously whether it will benefit an organization. Both for-profit and non-profit organizations have resource and manpower limitations that dictate their course of action, so any new technology that is implemented must have sufficient benefits to make it worthwhile. Incorporating ISO 20071-2013 into an organization can enhance its reputation. It can make the organization more attractive to agencies that wish to partner with them on a project. But how would other businesses know for certain whether a company has actually and actively adopted ISO 20071-2013 and to what extent? ISO, the organization responsible for ISO 20071-2013, does not actively monitor or certify the associations that identify themselves as being compliant. There are third-party institutions that do. For example, the company Certification Europe identifies itself as being compliant with a number of ISO standards, including ISO 20071-2013. It lists each of these systems on its webpage along with the name of its certification body, in this case, INAB or Irish National Accreditation Body. Interested parties can contact INAB to verify that certification has been completed. Since accreditation involves not only certification but also annual auditing to guarantee that the systems are actively being used, potential customers and partners can be assured that Certification Europe is maintaining a high level of cybersecurity. Certification Europe is one of the many companies that offers ISO training to businesses and their staff members. This is important since ISO 20071-2013 is very detailed and precise. As originally mentioned, ISO 2007-2013 is divided into 14 separate groups. These groups form a part of what is titled Annex A. Within each of these groups, there are various numbers of controls that address specific risks and the measures that can be taken to combat these risks. For example, Annex 8.5 deals directly with information security and provides 2 controls for guaranteeing the safety of that information. Annex 8.6 has 7 controls that outline how to organize that information security in an effective manner. Annex 8.6.1 deals with organizing information security in-house, while Annex 8.6.2 focuses on remote workers and mobile devices. Annex A is an important part of an organization's risk assessment activity due to its in-depth coverage of the potential problems that could occur, both naturally and man-made. However, once a decision has been made on which specific controls should be implemented, Annex A falls short due to its precise but brief overview of these potential risks. To discuss each risk in comprehensive detail within Annex A would make the risk assessment process almost impossible. Making these decisions in a time-effective manner is another important consideration. ISO provides a secondary document, ISO 27002, which discusses each risk and the controls assigned to it in comprehensive detail. This allows businesses to quickly decide which controls to be implemented before tackling the manner in which they should be implemented. This is one of the reasons why staff training in ISO procedures for those staff who are responsible for it is so important. Annex A.9 access control and has 14 specific controls that can be adopted. A.9 includes both the ability of staff to access necessary information as well as their personal responsibilities for protecting that information. Annex A.15 relates to a business's suppliers. Annex A.15.1 is concerned with the supplier's access to company's assets, while A.15.2 ensures that the suppliers maintain an equal and appropriate level of security on their end. Annex A.17 deals with situations that might impact an organization's business continuity. The sheer number of controls make ISO 20071-2013 a vital instrument in maintaining cybersecurity. At the same time, its involvement with potential situations and management controls makes it unnecessary for an organization to conduct any further research since the potential risks, problems, and solutions are laid out in a clear, if lengthy, document. While it's not necessary for many staff members to be entirely familiar with ISO 2007-2013, the system provides sufficient information for staff at all levels to be cybersecurity compliant.